Okay, so let's take a look at how you can split the full name into first and last name. So let's say I have full name in one of the columns from A2 to A11, and here I want to split in each column. So what I can do is I can create a formula here, select the B2 cell, use equal sign, then split. So here you'll have to point the cell A2, then you'll have to use a delimiter, which is space between the two, then hit enter. It should separate the first name in one column, last name in another. So you can do that for rest of the columns as well. Now if you have larger data and instead of separating in these two columns, you can separate right here and keep the first name here and last name in another column. So to do that, what we can do first, I will have to get rid of this formula. Now next thing, I can select one of the cell, then data, and then split text into columns. Now here you will have to choose detect automatically or use separator, which is space, right? So we got this correct for one, then we will have to do for another, right? So we can uncheck this and instead we will just select all of these cells, then data, split text, and then use delimiter as space, and it will separate that, right? So instead of 3 columns, you can do this with 2 as well. So this is the second method. Now the third one, which would take a bit time and is time consuming for those who don't know the formulas. So let's say I have this left function which will allow me to use A2 column, then find, and then within quote I will use space, then A2, right? So I'll have to end this find function and then use -1, hit enter, and for all of that I managed to get the first name in this column. Now I can do the same for our right. So make sure your formula is correct. So formula is right equals to right, then you will have to give it your particular cell, then in comma we will have to take the length of that cell A2, right? And then we will have to minus by find, and then we will have to use the previous formula, which is space, then A2, right? And end your query for right. You will find your last name within that last name column as well, right? And as you can see, it triggered the autofill, so it is going to do this for your both first name and last name as you are using for left and right? So if you hit enter, you get it here, but considering I didn't use the autofill, so it is not doing the same for here, right? So if I just remove this and paste it again and hit enter, it just managed to get it for 1, but I will have to enable it for rest of the cells for autofill to work, right? So we have 3 methods, one being the split function, second is calling split text to columns from data tab, and third being our left and right functions and using autofill option while executing the left and right formula.